Hi class, and welcome to Advantage. I'm Virginia, and today we're going to be talking about simple and compound sentences. Let's get started with the simple sentence first. So a simple sentence is a statement that expresses a complete idea, and it's also called an independent clause. So sometimes in grammar books, writing books, it depends which one, you may see simple sentence or you may see independent clause. Both of them mean the same thing. Okay, an independent clauses are a group of words that have a subject and a verb, and it has a complete thought, just like the simple sentence. So again, the simple sentence has to have a verb and a subject. Those are two things it has to have. Now, sentences can have more than that. They can have objects and complements and prepositional phrases. That's good, but for a simple sentence, you have to have subject and verb, okay? So what's a subject? So as a reminder, subject tells what the sentence is about, who or what it's about, right? The verb is the action, but be careful because sometimes verbs might not show physical action. It could be a state of being, for example, like the verb to be. And it shows a tense or a time. So, for example, we can say Emily smiled. Subject and a verb. Is it a complete idea? Yeah, Emily smiled. We understand that sentence. How about exercise is key to good health? Yeah, we have a subject and we have a verb. Exercise is, right? What about stop? That's actually a complete sentence, okay? It's one of those exclamations. So whenever we have direction or an exclamation, like an interrogative type of sentence like this, the you is the subject, and it's an understood subject, you. You stop. But they leave out the subject here because, again, it's an exclamatory sentence. It could be a direction, right? Everybody understands stop. If I'm telling my class to stop, I'm saying you stop, okay? Now, simple sentences, again, they only contain one independent clause, only one. It doesn't matter if it's one subject, one verb. You could have two subject and a verb combination, like Sally and Bill are going to the store. So we have Sally and Bill are going, right, for the verb. We could have a subject and two verbs. Sally is reading a book and listening to music. So we have two verb combinations there. It's still one sentence though, one independent clause. We could have two subjects and two verbs. Sally and Bill, right, those are your two subjects, are reading a book and listening to music. So two subjects, two verbs, it's still one independent clause, one simple sentence, okay? So what's a compound sentence? A compound sentence are made of two independent clauses. So if you have two independent clauses, they're also going to be joined by a coordinating conjunction and a comma. So that's the basic way to make a compound sentence. You can also have it joined by a semicolon with a conjunctive adverb or a semicolon only, okay? So let's talk about the coordinating conjunction. So this is the most typical kind of compound sentence. So again, here's the example. I like to dance, comma, but Jim likes to sing. So we have an independent clause, I like to dance. We have another independent clause, Jim likes to sing. We're joining those two independent clauses with a coordinating conjunction, but, and there's a comma in front of but. That is very important. Don't forget your punctuation, okay? All right, so now we have a compound sentence here. Now, the two independent clauses, again, are combined with coordinating conjunctions. There are 7 of them. And one way to remember them is by thinking fanboys. So what does fanboys mean, or what does it stand for? It sounds kind of crazy, right? Like a rock group or something. But actually it stands for the coordinating conjunctions for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Okay? So those are the coordinating conjunctions, fanboys. Okay? And remember, comma before the coordinating conjunction. So here are two examples. Jose likes to play soccer and he likes to play football. So we have two independent clauses joined together with a coordinating conjunction and with the comma. Now look at the next one. Maria does not play sports but sews instead. Is that a compound sentence? If you're not sure, look at the clause before the word but. Maria does not play sports. That's an independent clause. Okay, let's take a look what's after the word but. Sews instead. Is that an independent clause? No, it's missing a subject, right? So that is not a compound sentence. It is correct, but it's simple, right? It doesn't have two clauses. Independent clauses, it's not compound. It is a simple sentence. It is still a good sentence, okay? And there's no comma when it's not a coordinating conjunction. So, fanboys. When we're talking about fanboys, the coordinating conjunctions, there are better ones to use depending on what you're trying to say. You can't say and for everything, and but, and but, and but. No. Sometimes and, if we're connecting two or more ideas, but shows contrast or an exception from one clause to the other clause, or is giving choices or options, okay? I like to eat soup for lunch, or I like to eat salad for lunch. Those are my two choices. So shows results or consequences. I am studying all night so I can pass my test, right? That's the result, the consequence. I have to do this if I want this to happen over here, okay? Yet is sometimes hard for some students because it's very similar to using but. So we're joining opposites or contrasts, but here's the difference between but and yet. When you use yet, it's because there's something that's a little unexpected or surprising about the second independent clause, okay? Nor's another difficult one for some students. So nor again means not this or not that, okay? Use nor to join negative sentences. But the key with nor is that in the second independent clause, you reverse the subject and the verb. The verb will go after nor, and then the subject. Okay? Kim doesn't like sushi, nor does she like fish. Okay? So I don't say nor she does not like fish. No. Nor does she like fish. Verb, then subject after nor. Okay? And then the last one is for, and we use that to introduce a reason or a cause. Okay? So those are the best ones to use. Sometimes some compound sentences could use one or two, okay? And it would still be okay. But just try to remember those reasons for using fanboys, and your sentences will sound a lot better. So we have compound sentences with conjunctive adverbs and semicolons. So sometimes we will do it like this. Remember that conjunctive adverbs are sometimes called floating, and they're floating because they can be positioned in the beginning of a sentence, in the middle, or towards the end, okay? That's why they're floating. So some common conjunctive adverbs are like the words moreover, however, otherwise, and therefore. The punctuation is going to depend on where they are in the sentence. In the beginning, you will have a comma after these words. If it's in the middle of a sentence, you're going to have two punctuations, semicolon before, comma after. Okay, and if it's at the end, so here's some floating conjunctive adverb sentences. Bob is handsome, semicolon, moreover, comma, he is rich. Okay. I could say Bob is handsome, semicolon, he is, comma, moreover, comma, rich. Although that's a little clunky, but it is correct. Bob is handsome, semicolon, he is rich, comma, moreover. I don't really like them at the end of sentences. My preference is to do the first one because it just sounds much easier to understand and to listen to when you're using them, okay? But technically those others are correct. What about the semicolon? We have to be careful with a semicolon because the semicolon is showing the relationship between these ideas, and it expresses that the main clause is very close and obvious without a coordinating conjunction. Okay, so the two clauses have to be related very closely to not need a coordinating conjunction in there. Okay, so here's an example. Tom has benefited from exercising, semicolon, he is slim and energetic. Those two are very closely related. He benefits from exercising, so he's slim and energetic. Notice how I said so, because that's how I could do it too. I could say Tom has benefited from exercising, comma, so he is slim and energetic. Either way, whatever is more comfortable for you to use. If you're more sure about using a compound sentence with coordinating conjunction, then do it that way. But as you advance more, the expectation is that you will write more complex looking sentences. So semicolons and these adverbs are going to be important to add more to your sentence. So again, here's some examples of the different ways that you can say the same sentence. Tom has benefited from exercising, semicolon, he is slim and energetic. Or I could say Tom has benefited from exercising, comma, so he is slim and energetic. Or I could put one of these adverbs. Tom has benefited from exercising, semicolon, therefore, comma, he is slim and energetic. All of those are very good sentences and they're considered compound. So I hope this has explained compound sentences a little bit better for you. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, thanks a lot to coming on to Advantage.